God says, my child, be still for a moment. Breathe. I need you to listen not only with your ears, but with your heart, because what I am about to speak has already been stirring inside you for days, even weeks, without you knowing why. That heaviness you felt when everything around you seemed normal. That sudden pause in your joy. That quiet unease that came and went like a shadow passing over your spirit. It was not imagination. It was preparation. My child, I do not reveal great truths suddenly when the heart is not ready. I soften the ground first. I allow silence to teach you. I allow restlessness to awaken you. I allow questions to rise before I give answers, because some truths are not meant to shock you, but to free you. Today, I am speaking because the moment has arrived. Your soulmate has been carrying a burden in silence. While you were praying for peace, they were standing in the middle of pressure. While you were asking me for signs, they were following truth step by step, even when fear tried to stop them. You saw them tired. You felt distance at times. You wondered why their energy felt heavy. You thought maybe it was stress, maybe life, maybe nothing at all. But my child, it was something far bigger. There has been a case. Not a small one. Not something hidden in darkness. A case watched by many eyes, whispered about in closed rooms, surrounded by power, money, influence, and danger. A case that required courage, patience, and a heart anchored in truth. And your soulmate was placed there by my hand. I chose them because they could not be bought. I chose them because fear does not rule them. I chose them because even when their hands tremble, their spirit stands firm. You did not know this, because I protected you from knowing too soon. There are seasons when knowledge becomes weight, and I never place weight on a heart that is not yet strengthened. I watched you. I watched your emotions. I watched your healing. And I said, not yet. Let me prepare my child first. That is why I drew you closer to me lately. That is why prayer felt deeper. That is why old wounds surfaced. That is why you were asked to let go of people, habits, thoughts that no longer served you. I was making space inside you. Space for truth. Space for strength. Space for what comes next. My child, your soulmate did not walk this path loudly. They did not announce their role. They did not seek praise. Many nights, they sat alone with files, evidence, memories, and the weight of responsibility pressing on their chest. There were moments they questioned themselves. Moments they asked me, is it worth it? Moments they feared the consequences, not for themselves, but for you. Yes, for you. Because they knew that once truth is uncovered, it does not stop at the surface. It reaches into relationships. It reaches into history. It reaches into familiar faces. And they feared how this truth might touch your heart. There were days when they wanted to shield you forever. To solve everything and let you remain unaware. But my child, truth does not stay hidden forever, and justice delayed too long becomes injustice itself. So I strengthened them. I reminded them that I walk before them. I reminded them that no weapon formed against them would prosper. I reminded them that when my timing arrives, no power on earth can stop what I have decided. You may be wondering now why I am telling you this today. It is because the storm has passed its most dangerous moment. The investigation that seemed endless has reached its turning point. The pressure that threatened to break them has lifted. The truth that tried to hide behind influence and lies has been pulled into the light. And my child, an arrest has already been made. Pause here. Do not let your thoughts run ahead. Do not search for names. Do not allow fear to guess. I am not telling you who yet, because your heart must remain steady. Shock closes the spirit. Calm opens understanding. And I want you calm, anchored, held by me. What you need to know now is this: your soulmate stood firm when many would have compromised. They followed truth even when the truth pointed toward a direction they never expected. They did not look away. They did not turn silent. They did not choose comfort over integrity. And because of that, justice moved. You felt a shift recently, didn't you? A strange relief mixed with confusion. As if something heavy moved, but you couldn't name it. That was the moment when the truth crossed the line from hidden to revealed. That was the moment when the case could no longer be controlled by shadows. My child, I want you to understand something very clearly: nothing about this happened by accident. Not your soulmate's role. Not the timing. Not even your current confusion. Every piece is aligned with a greater protection over your life. There are things you were spared from knowing earlier because knowing earlier would have harmed you. There are conversations you were kept away from because they carried poison. There are people whose true faces were hidden from you until the right moment, because premature revelation would have broken your trust in ways you were not ready to heal. I guarded you. And I guarded your soulmate. The enemy thought secrecy would protect wrongdoing. They believed familiarity would shield them. They believed connections would save them. But they forgot one thing, my child: nothing stays hidden when I decide to reveal it. Your soulmate followed the evidence where it led, even when their heart resisted what their eyes were seeing. Even when disbelief whispered, "It can't be them." Even when memories tried to interfere with truth. This is why they have been emotionally distant at times, not because of lack of love, but because of inner conflict. They were fighting two battles at once: the case outside, and the emotions inside. Now listen to me carefully. What has happened is not meant to destroy you. It is meant to free you. But freedom always begins with discomfort. Truth always shakes before it heals. And I do not rush healing, I guide it gently, step by step, so you are not overwhelmed. That is why today I am only telling you this much. The case is real. The responsibility was heavy. The arrest has occurred. And the one arrested is connected to you in a way you would never have suspected. Do not panic. Do not accuse yourself. Do not feel shame or guilt. You are not responsible for the choices of others. You are not to blame for hidden lives. You are not foolish for trusting. Trust is not weakness, it is purity of heart, and I honor it. In the coming moments, memories may begin to resurface. Small things may suddenly make sense. Conversations may replay differently in your mind. Let them come without fear. I am with you in every realization. Your soulmate is safe. Protected. Surrounded by my hand. The most dangerous part is over, even though the emotional journey is just beginning. Rest now, my child. Let your heart stay open but steady. Do not rush ahead of my voice. In the next moment, I will begin to reveal more. Not to hurt you, but to prepare you for healing, clarity, and a future that is far safer than the past you are leaving behind. You are not alone. You have never been alone. And I am right here with you. My beloved child, I am still here with you. I did not leave after speaking the first truth, and I will not leave as the deeper layers begin to unfold. When truth starts to rise, the heart often wants to protect itself by closing. But I ask you now, gently, to stay open with me. You do not have to be strong on your own. I will carry the weight with you. What is coming next may feel confusing at first, because the mind likes clear lines, right and wrong, stranger and safe, enemy and friend. But life does not always reveal itself in straight lines. Sometimes, the most painful truths are the ones that were hiding behind familiarity. The one who has been arrested did not enter your life suddenly. They did not arrive with warning signs or loud danger. They were already there. Close enough to share space, time, words, or trust. That is why this truth feels heavy even before you fully know it. Your spirit recognizes the closeness before your mind accepts it. My beloved child, I want you to remember this: closeness does not mean innocence, and familiarity does not mean safety. There are people who learn how to stand near the light without ever letting the light enter them. They learn your language, your emotions, your routines. They learn how to appear harmless, supportive, even kind. But inside, they carry intentions you were never meant to see until the right time. This person wore a mask so well that even you questioned your own instincts. There were moments when your heart felt uneasy around them, but you pushed the feeling away. You told yourself, I'm overthinking. They mean well. They wouldn't do that. You chose peace over suspicion, love over doubt. And I do not condemn you for that. I honor your heart. But your soulmate saw something different. Not all at once. Not clearly at first. Just small inconsistencies. Patterns that didn't align. Details that didn't sit right. Things others ignored because they were inconvenient. And when those details began to connect, your soulmate felt a weight settle inside them, a knowing that what they were uncovering would change everything. They prayed before every step. They asked me, please, let me be wrong. But truth does not bend to comfort. It only waits for courage. My beloved child, the person now arrested did not only hide from you. They hid behind you. They used proximity as protection. They believed that being close to you would keep them invisible, unquestioned, safe. They believed no one would look too closely because trust had already been given. But I see what humans overlook. I saw the double life. I saw the carefully constructed image. I saw the moments when their words and actions did not match. And so did your soulmate. This discovery did not come without pain. Your soulmate struggled with disbelief. They argued with themselves. They revisited memories, trying to find an explanation that didn't lead where it was leading. Because to accept the truth meant accepting that someone connected to you was capable of things neither of you ever imagined. There were nights when your soulmate sat in silence, holding back the truth because they feared how it would affect you. They knew that once the case moved forward, nothing could be undone. They knew that once the arrest happened, the mask would fall forever. And yet, they chose truth. Not because it was easy. Not because it was safe. But because justice matters, and because protecting you mattered even more. My beloved child, betrayal hurts deepest when it comes from someone we never suspected. It makes us question our judgment, our memories, our ability to trust. But hear me clearly now. The presence of deception does not mean you are weak. It means you are human. The person who has been arrested studied how to appear harmless. They knew how to blend in, how to speak, how to smile at the right moments. That is not on you. That is on them. As the case unfolded, the truth became undeniable. Evidence replaced assumptions. Facts replaced excuses. And when the moment came, the law moved swiftly. The arrest was quiet but firm. There was no escape, no negotiation, no influence strong enough to stop what was already decided. When they realized what was happening, fear finally reached them. Not fear of losing you, fear of losing control. Fear of exposure. Fear of being seen for who they truly were. And in that moment, my beloved child, your life shifted. Even if you did not know it then. You may feel now as though the past is being rewritten in your mind. Conversations replay differently. Smiles feel forced in memory. Moments that once felt normal now carry a strange weight. This is not madness. This is clarity arriving slowly, so it does not overwhelm you. Do not rush your emotions. Let them come. Confusion. Sadness. Anger. Grief. Even relief. All of it is allowed. Healing does not demand silence. It asks for honesty. Your soulmate is exhausted, but relieved. The battle they carried in silence has reached its turning point. They no longer have to hide their fear, their stress, their sleepless nights. Soon, they will be able to breathe again. And so will you. But for now, I ask you to trust me one more time. Trust that I did not allow this truth to surface to harm you. I allowed it because keeping it hidden would have harmed you far more. There is more I will reveal. About how far this went. About what you were protected from. About how close danger truly was, and how carefully I shielded you without you even knowing. But not all at once. For now, rest in this truth. What was false is being removed. What was hidden is being exposed. And what is real, your heart, your love, your future, is being protected with greater care than ever before. Stay with me, my beloved child. We are only at the beginning of clarity. My beloved child, stay close to me as I speak now, because what I am about to reveal is not about fear, but about courage. Not about danger, but about protection. You may feel your heart tightening as you listen, not because something bad is coming, but because you are finally beginning to understand how much was carried for you, without your knowledge. Your soulmate did not step into this path by accident. Long before the case reached its most dangerous point, I was already preparing them. I was strengthening their discernment, sharpening their patience, steadying their emotions. I knew the road ahead would test not only their mind, but their spirit. There were moments when the weight became unbearable. Moments when your soulmate felt surrounded by pressure from all sides. Powerful voices tried to influence decisions. Silent threats lingered in the air, unspoken but deeply felt. Doors closed unexpectedly. Support vanished at critical times. And yet, your soulmate continued. They woke up many mornings with a tight chest, already tired before the day even began. They carried files, evidence, and responsibility like stones on their back. They smiled in front of others, but inside, they were fighting fear that came in waves. Fear of making the wrong move. Fear of putting you in danger. Fear of standing alone. My beloved child, there were nights when your soulmate sat in the dark, whispering prayers they had never spoken before. They asked me for wisdom. They asked me for protection. They asked me to guard you even if it meant they had to suffer in silence. And I heard every word. You must understand this, the risk was real. The case touched powerful interests. It threatened reputations, influence, and carefully built lies. There were people who would have preferred the truth remain buried. People who believed intimidation and silence could still control the outcome. Your soulmate knew this. They felt it in the way conversations changed. In the way eyes lingered too long. In the way warnings were delivered without words. Still, they chose not to retreat. Not because they were fearless, but because they refused to be ruled by fear. There were moments when your soulmate considered stepping back. Moments when they thought, maybe someone else will handle this. Maybe it's not my responsibility. But each time, something inside them would not let go. A quiet conviction. A knowing that walking away would mean betraying not only justice, but their own soul. I placed that conviction there. And when the pressure became too heavy, I sent signs of protection. Delays that seemed frustrating at the time but prevented danger. Missed meetings that saved them from confrontation. Sudden changes in plans that redirected harm away from them. Even people who unknowingly stood as barriers between them and those who wished to interfere. My beloved child, you were never exposed during this time. You were kept at a distance from conversations you should not hear, from places you should not go, from people who could have caused harm. You may have felt ignored or confused at times, wondering why plans changed, why communication felt strained. But it was not rejection, it was protection. Your soulmate was carrying two truths at once, the truth of the case, and the truth of their love for you. And balancing those two nearly broke them. There were days they longed to tell you everything. To warn you. to pull you close and say, "Please be careful." But they knew that knowing too much too soon would only fill your heart with fear. And so they chose silence, even when silence hurt. I saw the toll it took. Their sleep became restless. Their patience thinner. Their eyes carried a weight that words could not explain. And still, they showed up. Still, they followed the evidence. Still, they refused to compromise. When the final pieces came together, the truth stood undeniable. There was no longer room for doubt, excuses, or delays. And at that moment, your soulmate felt both relief and grief, relief that justice was near, grief that the truth involved someone connected to you. They knew what this would mean for you. They knew it would shake your sense of safety. And that knowledge hurt them more than any threat ever could. But justice does not wait forever, my beloved child. And when the time came, the arrest moved forward swiftly. The risk of interference had passed. The protections I placed around your soulmate held firm. In the aftermath, your soulmate felt something they had not felt in a long time: stillness. Not joy yet. Not peace fully. Just stillness. The kind that comes after a storm when the body finally realizes it has survived. They are exhausted now, but safe. And you, my beloved child, were shielded in ways you will only fully understand later. There were outcomes that never reached you because I stopped them. There were dangers that turned away before touching your life because I stood in front of you. Do not let fear rewrite your story. Let truth refine it. What you are experiencing now is not the collapse of your world, it is the removal of what never belonged in it. And the courage your soulmate showed was not just bravery, it was obedience to truth, to integrity, to a calling bigger than comfort. There is still more to come. The consequences of truth. The healing that follows exposure. The justice that unfolds beyond the arrest. But for now, know this: the greatest risk has already passed. The hardest choices have already been made. And the love that carried you both through this unseen storm is stronger than you realize. Stay close to me, my beloved child. The light is breaking through. My beloved child, come closer to me now. This is the part where many hearts tremble, not because something terrible is about to happen, but because the truth finally steps into the open where it can no longer hide. What was whispered in shadows has now been spoken aloud. What was protected by silence has been stripped of its cover. This is not the moment of revenge, this is the moment of justice. The arrest did not come with chaos. It came with certainty. There was no dramatic escape, no last-minute influence, no door left open. Everything that person believed would protect them failed at once. The connections they trusted did not answer. The confidence they carried dissolved the moment truth stood in front of them with evidence in its hands. My beloved child, when the arrest happened, something shifted not only in the physical world, but in the spiritual one too. A chain that had been quietly wrapped around your life loosened and fell away. You did not see it, but you felt it, a subtle release, a strange calm, a breath you did not know you were holding finally leaving your chest. The person who was arrested did not look powerful in that moment. They looked small. Not because of humiliation, but because lies shrink when exposed to light. Their words carried no weight anymore. Their stories could no longer protect them. For the first time, they were forced to face the truth they had avoided, that actions always return to their source. I want you to hear this clearly, my beloved child, this was not your victory over them. This was my justice restoring balance. Justice is not loud. It does not scream or celebrate another's fall. It moves quietly, firmly, and without apology. And when it arrives, it does not ask for permission from those who benefited from deception. Your soulmate was present, but not triumphant. There was no joy in their eyes. Only relief, and sorrow. Relief that the truth had finally been acknowledged. Sorrow that it had come to this at all. They did not rejoice in the arrest. They stood steady, grounded, respectful of the weight of what had unfolded. That is how you know their heart is clean. That is how you know their intentions were never personal. They were guided by truth, not anger. My beloved child, I need you to release something now, the idea that you should have known. You were not meant to see what I deliberately hid from you until the right moment. You were not careless. You were not blind. You were protected. There were conversations that never reached your ears because hearing them would have shaken your peace. There were realities that stayed behind closed doors because facing them too soon would have wounded you deeply. I chose timing over exposure. I chose your heart over urgency. Do not punish yourself with questions like, "How did I miss this?" or "Why did I trust them?" Trust is not foolishness. Trust is light. And darkness can only exist where light has not yet been invited. The arrest marked an ending, not just for them, but for a season of hidden tension in your life. A season where danger was near but restrained. A season where something was wrong, but unnamed. That season is closing now. Your soulmate, after everything, finally allowed themselves to rest. The vigilance they carried for so long began to soften. They no longer have to watch every move, measure every word, anticipate every consequence. The burden has shifted from their shoulders to the hands of justice. And now, healing begins. Not all at once. Healing is not rushed. It unfolds gently, like light returning after a long night. Some days will feel heavy. Some memories will sting. Some realizations will come unexpectedly. But none of this will destroy you. I am asking you now to let go of guilt. You are not responsible for another person's choices. You are not required to carry shame that does not belong to you. You are allowed to feel sadness without blaming yourself. The truth has done its work. The lie has been exposed. And you are standing on the other side of something that could have harmed you deeply if it had remained hidden. Your future is safer now. The path ahead is clearer. And the love that stood firm through this storm is stronger, more honest, and more deeply rooted than ever before. There is only one thing left to do: restoration. The rebuilding of trust. The soft return of peace. The opening of a new chapter not marked by fear, but by wisdom. In the next moment, my beloved child, I will speak to you about what comes after justice, about healing, blessing, and the new beginning that is already unfolding before you. Rest in me now. Justice has been served. My beloved child, come and rest here with me now. You have walked through revelation, through shock, through understanding, and through justice. This is the place where I gently take your hand and lead you forward, not back into fear, but into restoration. What has ended is not your story. It is only the chapter that was never meant to last. After justice, there is often a strange quiet. The mind expects celebration or relief, yet what comes first is stillness. That stillness you feel now is not emptiness. It is space. Space where pain no longer rules. Space where fear no longer whispers. Space where your heart can finally breathe again. I know there are questions that may still echo inside you. Memories that feel altered. Trust that feels tender. This is natural. Healing does not erase the past, it transforms how the past holds you. And I am here to guide that transformation gently, patiently, lovingly. My beloved child, you were protected in ways you will understand more clearly with time. Paths you might have walked were quietly closed. Conversations that could have entangled you were interrupted. Decisions you thought were delayed were actually redirected. I was arranging your safety long before you realized danger was near. Now, that protection shifts into blessing. Your soulmate stands beside you changed, but not hardened. What they endured refined them. It strengthened their integrity, deepened their compassion, and clarified their purpose. They no longer carry the weight of secrecy. Their shoulders are lighter. Their spirit is calmer. And the love they hold for you is steadier than ever, shaped by sacrifice and truth. You may notice a softness returning between you. A gentler way of speaking. A deeper listening. A patience that was missing before. These are not small things, they are signs of healing already at work. I want you to release the past now, not by forgetting, but by forgiving yourself for what you could not have known. Forgiveness does not excuse wrongdoing, it frees your heart from being tied to it. And you deserve freedom. There is a new season opening before you, my beloved child. A season where discernment is stronger, boundaries are clearer, and peace is no longer fragile. You will trust again, not blindly, but wisely. You will love again, not fearfully, but fully. What was taken from you will be restored in a different form. Joy will return, quieter at first, but deeper. Laughter will come back without suspicion. Rest will feel safe again. I am blessing your home with calm. I am blessing your mind with clarity. I am blessing your heart with courage and softness together. Let go of the weight now. Lay it down at my feet. You are not meant to carry it any further. The danger has passed. The truth has done its work. And what lies ahead is not uncertainty, it is renewal. Walk forward, my beloved child. A new beginning has already begun. My beloved child, come closer still. This is not a continuation of pain, but the sealing of your healing. This is the place where I wrap everything that happened in understanding, in mercy, and in peace, so that nothing from the past can follow you into what I am building next. I know that even after justice, even after truth, the heart sometimes asks quiet questions in the night. Why did this have to happen? Why did it come so close? Why did it touch my life at all? These questions do not mean you lack faith. They mean you are human, and your heart is learning how to feel safe again. Listen to me now with softness. Some battles are not sent to break you, but to reposition you. Some revelations are not meant to wound, but to awaken wisdom that will protect you for the rest of your life. What you experienced was not random. It was a divine interruption, one that stopped a future pain you may never fully see, but one day you will understand. My beloved child, there were paths ahead of you that looked peaceful on the surface but were built on hidden instability. If truth had not been revealed when it was, those paths would have collapsed later, when the cost would have been far greater. I intervened early, even though early felt painful to you. You were spared years of confusion. You were spared deeper betrayal. You were spared wounds that would have taken longer to heal. And because your soulmate stood in truth when it was hardest, that protection reached you. Now I want to speak about rebuilding, slowly, tenderly, without pressure. Do not rush yourself to be okay. Do not force smiles. Do not silence emotions to appear strong. Strength does not come from pretending the storm didn't happen, it comes from knowing you survived it and allowing yourself to rest afterward. Some days you will feel light and hopeful. Other days you may feel unexpectedly heavy. This does not mean you are moving backward. Healing moves in waves, not straight lines. Let each wave pass without judgment. I am with you in every one. My beloved child, your trust will return, but it will return differently. It will no longer be given to everyone freely, and that is wisdom, not hardness. You will listen to your inner discernment more closely now. You will honor quiet warnings instead of dismissing them. You will no longer confuse familiarity with safety. This is growth. And your heart will remain gentle, because I will not allow this experience to turn you bitter. I am guarding your tenderness. I am preserving your capacity to love deeply, honestly, and bravely. Your soulmate, too, is healing in ways you may not immediately see. Courage leaves marks. Responsibility leaves fatigue. Even when justice is served, the body and soul need time to release what they carried. Be patient with them. Their silence at times is not distance, it is recovery. Between you, something new is being formed. Not just love, but partnership rooted in truth. Mutual protection. Shared clarity. A bond that has passed through fire and come out refined, not destroyed. Speak gently to each other. Listen without defense. Allow space for emotions without trying to fix everything immediately. Healing is not a task, it is a process. Now hear this promise, my beloved child. What was removed from your life will not be replaced with emptiness. It will be replaced with peace. What was exposed will not leave shame behind. It will leave wisdom. What was painful will not define you. It will strengthen you. I am blessing your nights with deeper rest. I am blessing your thoughts with calm instead of overthinking. I am blessing your future decisions with clarity and confidence. There will come a day, not far from now, when you will look back at this moment without tightness in your chest. You will see it as a turning point. A moment when your life quietly shifted toward safety, truth, and alignment. And you will say, I didn't understand it then, but I do now. Until that day, walk gently with yourself. Do not carry guilt that does not belong to you. Do not carry responsibility for choices others made. Lay those burdens down. They are not yours. I am restoring your sense of security. I am restoring your joy. I am restoring your future. Nothing that happened has disqualified you from love, from peace, or from blessing. If anything, it has positioned you to receive them more fully. Lift your heart now, my beloved child. The storm is behind you. The lesson has been learned. The danger has passed. And what lies ahead is a life guided by truth, protected by wisdom, and covered in my grace. Go forward in peace. I am with you, always. My beloved child, stay with me a little longer. This is the gentle closing of a long season, the place where I take everything you have been through and settle it into peace, so it no longer follows you as pain but walks behind you as wisdom. I know that even now, after everything has been revealed and settled, your heart still listens carefully to the silence. Silence can feel unfamiliar after so much tension. Your body became used to being alert, your thoughts used to scanning for signs, your emotions used to holding themselves back. When that vigilance fades, it can feel strange, almost empty. But this emptiness is not loss. It is rest returning. Let your body learn safety again. Let your heart learn calm again. Let your soul learn trust again. Nothing is chasing you anymore. You are not behind. You are not exposed. You are not in danger. What ended has truly ended. My beloved child, there is a deep kindness I want you to offer yourself now. Speak to yourself the way I speak to you. With patience. With gentleness. With understanding. Do not rush your healing to satisfy the expectations of others or even your own impatience. Healing has its own rhythm, and it honors truth over speed. Some days you will feel strong and clear. On other days, a memory may surface without warning, and your chest may tighten for a moment. This does not mean you are weak. It means your heart is finishing its work of release. Let the feeling pass without fighting it. Each time it passes, it loses its power. You are not meant to forget what happened. You are meant to remember it without pain. This is the difference between a wound and a scar. A wound hurts when touched. A scar simply reminds you that healing occurred. Your soulmate is also learning how to rest. For a long time, their purpose demanded vigilance, courage, and restraint. Now, they are learning softness again. They may seem quieter at times, more reflective. Do not mistake this for distance. It is integration. It is the soul placing heavy experiences into their proper place so they no longer spill into the present. Walk with each other gently now. There is no rush. There is no test to pass. The strongest bonds are not proven in crisis alone, but in how two hearts care for each other afterward. You may notice that your prayers begin to change. They will no longer be desperate or fearful. They will become calmer, simpler, more trusting. This is a sign that your spirit recognizes safety again. I am blessing that safety. I am blessing your home with an atmosphere of peace that lingers even after difficult conversations. I am blessing your sleep so that your dreams no longer carry old tension. I am blessing your thoughts so they no longer return to what cannot be changed. The chapter that frightened you is closed. It does not get to reopen itself through worry or regret. Now I want to speak about your future, because your future is not fragile. What lies ahead of you is built on clearer ground. You will recognize dishonesty sooner. You will feel inner warnings more distinctly. You will no longer ignore quiet discomfort just to keep harmony. This does not make you cold, it makes you wise. Your kindness will remain, but it will be protected by discernment. Your love will remain, but it will be supported by boundaries. Your faith will deepen, not because you fear loss, but because you have seen truth at work. You will not attract the same lessons again. This season has taught you what you needed to know. My beloved child, release the habit of replaying, what if, in your mind. What if I had known earlier? What if I had acted differently? These questions serve no purpose now. They keep you tied to a version of yourself that did not yet have today's wisdom. Honor who you were then. You did the best you could with what you knew at the time. That is enough. That has always been enough. I am not disappointed in you. I am proud of you. Proud of your courage to feel. Proud of your willingness to face truth. Proud of your heart that did not harden even when it could have. There will come moments of quiet joy that surprise you. A laugh that comes easily. A sense of lightness when you least expect it. These are signs that your spirit is expanding again, no longer compressed by fear or confusion. Receive those moments without guilt. You are allowed to be happy again. Happiness does not dishonor what you went through, it honors the fact that you survived it. Your life is not marked by this experience. It is shaped by how you move beyond it. I am walking ahead of you now, opening doors that lead to stability, honesty, and peace. The path is calmer, but no less meaningful. Sometimes the greatest blessings arrive quietly, without drama, without warning, just a steady sense that things are finally as they should be. Trust that sense. If your heart ever trembles again, return to this truth: you are protected, guided, and deeply loved. Nothing that is meant to harm you can stay hidden forever. Nothing that is meant to bless you will pass you by. You are not late. You are not broken. You are not alone. Lift your head, my beloved child. Breathe deeply. Step forward gently. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of a life lived with clarity, peace, and quiet strength. I am with you, now, and always.